Hi, I'm Terri Kimble with the Chandler Chamber of Commerce, and I am really excited to bring you some exciting news that is happening right here in downtown Chandler. Please help me in welcoming both Curt Kremer and Charles Jerkovich. And Charles and Curt are with the George Oliver Company, which is brand new. They're a Phoenix-based company, but they are brand new to Chandler. And I am so excited to have you see what they're going to do to downtown Chandler. So thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about George Oliver, because you've been in Phoenix and you've done projects all over the country. So
yeah, so we're a local-based developer, mainly focused on redevelopment of existing office buildings into experiential office, focused on tenant experience. And Curt and I have worked together for 5 years as separate companies and 2 years together at George Oliver when we started the company.
So that's exciting. Now, why did you pick Chandler? Of all the communities in the greater Phoenix area, obviously I know we're wonderful, but really why?
Yeah, we couldn't think of a better place. We have to chase opportunities as they arise. Our product type isn't one where we can just go and build on vacant land wherever there's vacant land. So we track submarkets, we track marketplace, we track cities, we track tenants. This one was an easy opportunity when it came up, and the First Credit Union building in downtown Chandler was an opportunity. I've worked with the city of Chandler in previous companies 2 different times over the last probably 15 years, and the experience was great. So we knew what we were getting into with Chandler, and then once the opportunity arose with one of the iconic downtown projects, we jumped all over it, and it just so happened we had the opportunity to grow the portfolio and buy 2 of the buildings that sit right in town square. And it was an easy decision, but what I will tell you is we didn't expect, as I worked in Chandler, I hadn't worked in downtown, and we really didn't expect what had already happened, and as much as downtown Chandler and the Chamber and everybody had done to create such an amazing little community in downtown where everybody buys off on the vision and everybody buys off on the goal. Permits are returned and reviewed really quickly. It's a huge collaboration when it comes to design, when it comes to moving forward with projects. So we knew that it was going to be a good place that's pro-development, but we didn't really understand how tight-knit and how great of a community just the downtown of Chandler is. So it made our decision an easy one, and we continue to get excited about it.
I want you to tell us about the project, but you mentioned the 2 buildings. Now, they've recently undergone a name change. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and lead into the project? Because I can't wait to show people pictures.
Yeah, so the first thing we do when we identify a project that we want to go through this transformation, a little bit unique from some of our competitions, we really focus on branding and marketing. And we think it's really tough to even start a design before you have a brand. So we sat down with our branding teams, our marketing teams, our leasing teams, our ownership, and we started to try and come up with an idea what that brand could look like. We had an idea of what type of a design theme it was going to be, and that's based around like the elegance and the modernness of some of the building identity that we already had there. So the next step was to come up with a name. And at the time, we were just acquiring the First Credit Union building, 25 South Arizona Place, and we were trying to come up with a good idea and a good name. We really looked back to the roots, all the way back to who founded Chandler, and it was Dr. A.J. Chandler. So we obviously we're not ones to call it Chandler Tower or Chandler Building or Chandler this or that. So we tried to look into it a little bit more, and then once the opportunity came to buy the second building, there was an obvious choice of the initials A and J, and those 2 initials are Alexander Jonathan Chandler. And the name really fit our kind of modern elegance design plan for the building. So the Alexander, which is the 25 South Arizona Place, and the Jonathan, which is 55 North Arizona Place, really the brand started to come together. And then that allowed us to make decisions of what we wanted to do with the amenities and how we wanted to take the design throughout the space. And now it's getting to the point, you know, we're halfway through construction and we're starting to work on what we call on our side is like swag. So what the maintenance people will wear, what type of give outs we're going to have, hats, shirts, you know. So getting exciting to see that brand start to come to life in more than just the building, more than just the marketing. So we thought it was a great kind of nod to the history of Chandler, to the history of those two buildings, and you know, selfishly, the names really work well.
That's great. All right, now show us the project.
I'll pull up some of the renderings we have on our website, alexanderjonathan.com. So, do you want to walk through it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is a shot of what the lobby will look like renovated. So the idea here is a hospitality-oriented lobby where you walk in, you're greeted by, we do have a signed agreement with Kaleidoscope Juice to sit where you're seeing there, the green wall that says the Alexander. So you walk in and you get more of a hotel feel than an office feel when you walk in. There's meeting space, breakout areas on the side, and there's a good, we kind of open up the entryway here so you're able to kind of walk through the front to the back of the building. You kind of create more easygoing flow when you're touring the building.
These lobbies also, to add to that, when we look at the office space in the actual office outside of the common areas, we really try and make the office space as efficient as possible. So this lobby starts to not only take shape as a coffee bar, but it's another meeting space. It's a waiting area. It's an area to go take a phone call in the booths. The outdoor space allows for additional outdoor recreational area, whether it's playing beanbags or you want to have an outdoor meeting space. So when we get into the office spaces, we're able to design a really efficient office space that doesn't have to have all of these kind of side meeting spaces, phone call space, bigger break rooms, coffee shop, where a lot of tenants all want that, but they can't afford to lease 30% more office space and then the cost to build all of that. So this creates a great community aspect. You'll have all of those in your building, get the benefit of them, but only have to pay on what you're using in your office space.
That's great.
So to kind of build off what Curt was saying there, this is the library we call it. So it kind of builds off the modern elegance theme we're going through with the design. This is an area you can go in, no phones, head down to workspace, and be open to everyone in the building. So just another area to kind of get out of your office, break up the workday, and get some work done. This is our, we're building a yoga room as part of our wellness suite. So this will be right off our fitness area in the back. You can see the back there is kind of a tranquil outdoor garden, an area to kind of do stretching, free weights. We'll do free fitness classes like yoga, Zumba, Pilates that'll be offered to everyone in the building as part of being in our community. So kind of move into the outside. This is what the exterior of the building looks like. As you can see, it doesn't look like this now. It's going to be pretty dramatic change. It's going to really change, we hope, positive change to the landscape in downtown Chandler. Kind of getting rid of some of the older, what do you call it, the 1980s.
Yeah, a little bit more some color palette, a lot of it, and there's, over time, these buildings will have a stucco patch or a sign that'll come down and you'll paint one panel instead of painting the building. So if you look at it, there's probably 12 different colors of the shades of the same color on the building now. And just as we're going through this process right now, we're in painting mode, and it's a pretty dramatic change to see the building half painted, half not, and it cleans it up pretty significantly. But what you see here is a big change in the entry feature, where we've gotten rid of we kind of joked and called it the Arc de Triomphe that you would walk through to get to the space. It really didn't tie into the rest of the building as much. So we brought out a big shade canopy to make this two-story brand lobby entry We've pulled the entry sequence all the way out to the street so that there's a couple of grass seating areas behind those trees that you can't see. And then we've taken, glass from floor to ceiling. I think it's like 28 feet of glass in the lobby space. So we've created this great jewel box to allow a lot of natural light and big open space, which before was all outdoor space with water features that I don't think was overly utilized.
This is another shot of the lobby and the interiors. Just right when you walk in the building, this will be what you see.
Yeah, and if you go back in that shot too, you can start to see the library sits right above the Kaleidoscope juice bar, and then to your right is a billiards room. So the kind of, instead of in some of the creative office spaces, experiential office we've done, we looked at more of a kind of like ping pong, right? In this one, with the modern elegance, we try to get a little bit more sophisticated with our amenity base. That's why we've gone to a more traditional library space and a billiards room. And people joke, but we actually call the billiards room, it's an extension of conference room. So because you're having a conference, it doesn't always mean that you're bringing materials, you're sitting down, you need A, B, or whatever. It could just be as much as, we need to go and talk over this proposal we just got, or we need to go over, Q2 strategy sessions. Those are things that can be done while playing pool, right? So it's another extension of conference. It's another way to try and create community that we've done in the building. And we'll also run through our app process. We'll do a pool league where, all of our tenants will be able to enter a couple people into kind of a quarterly pool league, and we'll figure out who the best pool player is in the building, and we'll have a nice little traveling trophy.
It looks great.
This is another shot of the library.
Why don't you go to the 3D?
Yeah, we can take you to the 3D renderings here. Yeah.
We've got a couple shots of in the library, in the lobby, and in the wellness suite where you can get a little bit more context.
You want me to take you into the library?
Yeah, so do a quick, let's do this turnaround through here. So you can see the outdoor space.
Wow.
The entry space, the tall glass line. And then if you want to jump into the fitness wellness center. So this is the yoga that you saw before, the tranquil garden outside. At the end of this, we've got towel service and then spa-inspired locker rooms, individual shower rooms. And this is all right off the lobby. So all the tenants that are currently in the Alexander, and then also the tenants that are in or going to be leasing space to Jonathan, get access to the full suite of amenities in both buildings.
That's pretty amazing. It's very exciting.
Thank you.
I love that 3D component.
Yeah, we just, obviously we've got to keep up. And technology is key in the marketplace now. And now we've got these tools that we didn't have even 3, 4, 5 years ago, that we get to now. These transformations can be pretty dramatic. And early on, we may be able to see the vision. Our design team and architects and interiors teams can see that vision, but to be able to show a tenant who's trying to make a design or a decision on office space, which could be 12 months away, it's really tough for them to walk into the building as it was and say, okay, we'll commit to this. So having these types of technologies that we can help market it, or if it's a decision maker who's sitting in San Francisco trying to make a decision on their space for Chandler, and they can't go into one of these buildings, these are great tools. We use them quite a bit. And all of our marketing information is on the website. Charles, if you want to back up to the website, just give a quick overview. You can get to more photos, you can get to all the renderings, and then all the leasing information and amenity information, our full brochure, which talks all about all the benefits of downtown Chandler, walkability, amenities, new hotels, restaurants, everything that's going on in nightlife, the amount of live music and activities that the downtown Chandler put together, a little bit of information on George Oliver, some of our past projects.
That's great. So a couple of other, when do you anticipate this project being done?
Well, right now our goal is beginning in November, and
Of
we are
2020.
2020. We are pushing hard to make that date. With the current state of the market, we're running a few delays. Really, it's been not as impactful as I thought it might be. We've had to go to a full mask. I think in early June we went to all our workers wearing masks. We've run into a couple of people having to stay at home because of symptoms. So labor's, I wouldn't say there's a labor shortage, but we are running into a little bit of a labor slowdown. And then what the biggest hang up is some of the material delivery. All of our countertops are coming out of Italy, and they are backlogged. A lot of electrical components are coming out of China and Eastern Asia. So some of that stuff's just taking a little bit longer to get here. But as of now, we still have a plan of attack to be able to get this done in November. And that's what we're really shooting for.
Well, it looks absolutely beautiful. That's why I really wanted to show people here in Chandler what's coming and getting a sneak peek. Now, you mentioned about the leasing opportunities. There are a few spaces that are open. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
We've got space on the 5th floor currently available, just over 8,000 feet, with the ability to expand into full floor eventually. We've got some availability, a little bit of availability in the 3rd floor, in the suite size range of 2,500 to 8,000 feet. And I think
so we've got some other opportunities too, as tenants move around and change in size, that we could, I would say if somebody has some interest, just because we don't have the availability today doesn't mean we might not have it tomorrow, and we can find a way to get tenants in the space. So we just recently signed a great lease that we're hopeful to announce very soon for 11,000 square feet on the ground floor, which is with an exciting tenant. And we've got some LOI signed on other space as well that we're trying to get through kind of executional leases. But activity's been strong, but we are still, we're still in lease up mode, and we still have great available space.
Well, I love the vision. I love the new hype, the vibe that you're bringing to downtown Chandler. And I can't wait to hear who those new companies are in the announcements. I know that we've been chatting back and forth, but I can't wait till your big splash. So if somebody wants to find out about this project, they should go to the website. Is that the best place to go?
Yeah, I think the website, alexanderjonathan.com. We are, our broker just changed brokerage houses. So Ryan Timpani is our lead broker. He was with Colliers International. A couple weeks ago, he moved over to Jones Lang LaSalle. So we're excited for him and his new opportunity, and we're going to carry on our leasing with Ryan and his team. And we're in the process of updating marketing. So marketing on the website needs to still change over to the JLL stuff, which we're hopeful we can do next week. But absolutely, you can reach out to Charles and I at any time. You can find us through our website, which is georgeoliver.com, or you can go through the property website and get more leasing information through the brochure, and then reach out to our leasing team. Again, that's alexanderjonathan.com.
That is very exciting. Okay, what else haven't I asked you that you feel is important for the community of Chandler to know about this exciting project?
I think one of the things that sets us apart from some of our competition is the way we program space. And we can have these great designs, and I've been in some unbelievably designed spaces that just don't have the activity. So it's like going into a beautiful restaurant that doesn't have anybody in it. It feels odd. So what we do is we really try and program the space from a design intent, but we also layer in another layer of programming, whether it's community activities that we reach outside of the building to incorporate community activities, or community activities inside. Charles and our operations team have done an amazing job putting together a building app. So everybody who's a tenant in the building, all the employees are going to get access to an app that's on everybody's smartphone. And every day there's updates, whether it's a local happy hour that we're doing for all the tenants, or it's an event that we're doing, or live music that we're holding, or it's the yoga that we're doing. And that's all done through one really, really important position, which is our building concierge. These building concierges are really like you'd see in a hospitality space in a nice boutique hotel. We've got an amazing concierge on the building already, and she's already started to do that with some of our tenants. So having that level of kind of involvement in programming a space, and then also what we love, and I should have mentioned this before, one of the amazing things about Downtown Chandler are not only the businesses, but those business owners. So we can go to those business owners and we can reach out to them and say, we have 1,000 employees sitting in our building and they want to go somewhere for happy hour on Thursday night. What can you do for us? And it's not in an attempt to see what kind of these great discounts can we get, but how can you, like, can we get our own private room? And some of them have done a great job. I'll give a plug to Hidden House. We did a happy hour there and they created a special cocktail that was, for the Alexander Jonathan team. So the employees, the staff, the team was able to go down there. They gave us discounts on happy hour. They set aside a separate space. So trying to not only bring the community into our buildings, but actually get out there. Another one she's been doing is Taco Tuesday. So she's reaching out to any groups in downtown Chandler that sell tacos. And we try and do a different location for Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. Those locations, not only were able to spur the business locally and try and bring, if that person's going to bring lunch, maybe they're going out to eat tacos with their friends or their colleagues, but also we create those synergies. If on XYZ tenant that is on the 5th floor and the other tenants on the 1st floor, we may not ever interact, but we keep seeing each other, whether it's at happy hour or Taco Tuesday or in the fitness facility, or I'm doing yoga next to them. And it just gives people, in a post-pandemic world, an ability to kind of get together and create and build and foster relationships. So we think that's really important for our buildings and our communities, where a lot of other people really just focus on leasing up space once it's leased. I've done my job. We've returned money back to our investors. We're in a good spot. We really try and take it to the next step to say, how do we, once we sign that lease, how do we get to and create something beneficial for each one of those employees that are part of that tenancy, so that they want to go to work, they want to be in an office, they don't want to be working from home, that they want to continue to build those relationships and grow personally and professionally.
Yeah, I'd add to that, we spend a lot of time on tenant experience, and it's really important to us that people want to be in our buildings, the spaces are activated, and you can build a gym, you can build a cool lobby, you can build all these nice amenity spaces. If they're not being used, there's really no point in building them. So that's a big thing, like Curt was saying. We have a full-time tenant concierge, and her goal is to create a great experience for all the employees in the building and make sure that the spaces are being used. Otherwise, there's really no point in building them. So we spend a lot of time internally talking about how do we activate space, how do we create a fun place for people to work, and really, like Curt said, in the post-pandemic world, make it so you don't have to work at home. You want to come into the office, and it's a good reason to come into the office, and you're the more productive place to work.
Well, I will tell you, I know your team, and with the building concierge, she's just scratching the surface, and I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing for downtown Chandler, and thank you for believing us. And I know that this building is going to be a showcase property for your company, and I'm really excited that you chose Chandler. So I just want to thank you for the transformations, the visionary leadership that you're showing, and helping us to reinvent downtown Chandler. So thank you to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, more to come. November 2020 is just around the corner, and wait till you see what the Alexander and Jonathan in downtown Chandler is going to look like. Thanks again to Curt and Charles for joining us with the George Oliver Company. Stay tuned, more to come on what's happening. Thanks again. We will have all these links on our website too as well.